Hello, I'm Ryan Lynch.
And I'm CJ Danino.
We are here today to give you the inside look on how the American Revolutionary War all began, what happened during it, and the outcomes of it. I have with me here today a colonist to give you his opinion on what happened between the British and the colonists. I am just going to ask him a few questions and let him do all the talking because I know he has a lot to say, especially on the taxes. Don't you, CJ Danino?
Yes, I do, in fact. The whole reason why all this occurred is because the British decided to place all the taxes on everything we colonists need and use every day. The Stamp Act really got the ball rolling. Us colonists started the Revolutionary War, but if it wasn't for the British taxing us, we wouldn't have had to make an organized rebellion against them.
When did you colonists start to realize the war was inevitable? That there was no turning back, and you were in it till it was over.
Personally, I knew there was no turning back after we had some men disguise themselves as Indians and dump all the tea out of the British ships into the harbor. We thought this action was necessary because the British were really hurting us with their taxes. I guess the Tea Act wasn't intended to tax us on our tea, but we thought it was. When the British sent their ships filled with the tea to our colonies, we sent them back to where they came from. We didn't allow them to unload because we thought they were going to take away profit from our merchants. The British were being stubborn and decided that they were not going to move their ships from the harbor. This is when we decided to disguise some men as Indians, board the ship, and dump the tea into the harbor so that they couldn't gain any profit on their tea. Once we made this decision to board their ships and dump the tea, we knew there was no turning back now.
How did you guys compare your view on democracy before and after all the chaos happened between you colonists and the British?
Well, before the war, us colonists didn't have any say in Parliament for who makes the decisions. We didn't get to voice our opinions for anything. All we get to do is watch and listen to what was happening around us. Finally, in 1776, the Declaration of Independence was written, which declared us independent from Britain. The British finally surrendered in October of 1781. We were now able to set up our own government so that we can give our own opinions for what we think should be done. George Washington did a lot to help us gain our independence from Britain by setting up his army and attacking the British ships that were in the Boston Harbor. Washington also set up his men on a high ground facing the harbor so that it would annoy any fleet that the British might send against the colonies. George Washington was given a gold medal and a letter saying thank you for capturing Boston and allowing the colonists to be free from Britain.
So overall, would you say the American Revolution was a failure or a success?
I would say, and I think my fellow colonists would agree with me, that the American Revolution was a great success because we broke away from the British control and now we are independent, which is what we have always wanted to be. Breaking away from the British meant that we didn't have to pay any more taxes that they wanted to place on us, and we were able to have our own government. These were all the things that we were hoping to get out of going to war with British, and we accomplished all of them.
Well, I hope you were able to speak your mind about this, and thanks for your time, and have a nice day.
Yes, I was able to say what I wanted to. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.